If you're in your 30s and life is hard, watch this video. Welcome to Truths with Trey, where we love real talk. We talk about real things, and today we are going to talk about surviving your 30s.
I'm old.
Now, this is a real channel. I talk about real stuff, YouTube creation, TikTok. I talk about self-improvement. It's nothing crazy over here, fancy, just like a family member or a friend. So if you think you would like something like that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that comment. I just messed up. If you think you would like something like this, make sure you comment below, hit the subscribe button, notification bell. All right, we're gonna get into it. So today I got some Zen with me. For all my Zeners out there, gotta have this. Let's talk about being in your 30s. I am 33, and so many things I've learned about being in your 30s, and it's a rough time. If you got a friend that's out there that just hit their 30s, make sure you check on them. The crazy thing about your 30s is you're too old to be partying with the young folks, but you're too young to be partying with the old folks. So you like in the middle ground. And also, when your career path, you probably just now getting rolling into your career, so you're not at the very top, but then again, you're not at the bottom. So you got responsibilities, but not really that much power. And this can be super stressful for 30-year-olds. We have enough money to make things go, but now we got bills, we got student loan debt, we got credit card debt. We just trying to figure this thing out, and let alone have a baby. Good Lord. But yeah, people expect you to be a full-fledged adult. You're trying to figure this thing out. Like I said, you're not young enough to get away with things, so it's really not an excuse. You're in your 30s. They like, all right, you grown, you know what you're doing, but at the same time, we really don't. We had to grow up so fast. We had so many things that happened. We had COVID happen, 9/11, wars. I ain't even gonna say his name, but y'all know who we got right now. We going through all that right now in our 30s, trying to figure it out, trying to go forward, make sure we do the right things. We got content that's out there, fake content, real content. We don't know what to do. This might be a little controversial, but I feel like the people that was born in the 90s, we really got the last end of being or having authentic content or really getting it real. I remember it was a time where we used to go outside. We enjoyed being outside. On a Saturday, the streets were filled with kids. We were out there playing flag football. We were playing basketball. We were just riding bikes and enjoying life. Now we got technology, and the kids don't have all that kind of stuff like that. So, we grew up in a different era. We grew up where we had to talk to people. We had to make relationships, real relationships. If you want to talk to a girl, or you want to talk to a guy, you had to talk to them in person, or at least write a letter, right? It wasn't jumping in a DM and then you had like millions of people to choose from. It was like a small circle of people to choose from, and it was made the best man win. So that's the mentality that a lot of 30-year-olds have now. We are so real and authentic and raw, but we also have to kind of constrict ourselves on what we say, because there's a lot of things that's sensitive out here. We can't say what we really want to say, but we grew up being truthful. We grew up joking each other and being okay with it. Even the comedy is different. Comedy back in the day was raw. Like, you got curse words, you got offensive stuff, but we understood that it was just comedy. Now comedians have to really be careful about what they say, because they might get canceled. And even though they want to give to the audience like us that's in our 30s or even the 40-year-olds, but they can't, because they want to make sure they please everybody. Therefore losing people, because now they're not as funny as they could be, because they're trying to constrict their content, constrict whatever they say, and it just don't hit the same. But yeah, man, like being in your 30s is rough. Like you really trying to figure it out. And I really don't know any other way to put that other than we're trying to figure it out. Even when it comes to finances, it's like you get out of your 20s, right? And let's say you get a good job, right? You get out of your 20s and you start learning about finances and investing and putting your money here and getting life insurance. You learn about all that stuff in your 20s. When your 30s, you start getting rolling, and now you feel like you're kind of getting older, but you just started in your 20s, so the stuff is not growing where you thought it should have been growing. So now that's in your head. Now you probably got bills and you got real responsibilities, and you trying to invest, you trying to think about your future, and you think about what you should have did when you were younger. It's just all these things going through your brain at one time. Then you got daily life. Most people are out on their own in 30s. They're married, they have kids. You have a whole life that you're trying to hold together, and then keep up with the stresses of life, going to work, dealing with friends, having a social life, dealing with family. You trying to do all this stuff in your 30s, and you have really no roadmap. Like there's no blueprint for being in your 30s. Like you are the blueprint. Like you right now in your 30s is very detrimental because it's like, all right, I got enough youth and enough energy to do what I got to do. I still can grind, but I know when I get to 40s and 50s, like my body gonna start slowing down. Even in your 30s, man, your joints start aching. You don't feel like doing stuff like you did. You don't have the energy. You like, I gotta get it in now. Now I'm gonna say this about my hair, right? My hair, I was so scared. I was so scared that I was gonna be losing my hair when I got to 30s. Thank God my genetics kicked in and was like, we're gonna give you a few years, my boy. But my hair is not falling out right now. I know y'all don't never really see it. I always I put it in another video why I do that. But anyway, yeah, I thought I was gonna lose my hair, and sometimes I still feel like that because it's so stressful being in your 30s. Even dating in your 30s, I can't imagine people dating in their 30s. I don't know how y'all do it. So me and my wife, we've been married for 7 years, going on 8 years, and I couldn't imagine dating anybody right now in my 30s. And the reason is because I have grown into myself. At this point, I am who I am. You know, I'm unapologetic about it. I'm not trying to explain anything to anybody. Me and my wife, we pretty much grew up together, but I couldn't imagine going out into them streets, being in bars in my 30s, knowing I got to get up in the morning, can't drink like I used to because it just don't agree with me the same. Trying to date somebody and they're in their 30s or even older or younger, it don't really matter. They're in their ways. You got content out, you got TikTok, YouTube, they got little things they can look at. It's just so much when it comes to dating. So if you date in your 30s, man, power to you. I don't know how you do it. Let me know in the comments like how that's going because I really want to know. Then we don't talk enough about the stressors of older people because they feel like you're in your 30s, you should have it all together, right? So they'll be asking you questions. So what are you doing now? And like, what are your job? What's your goals? What you got going on? Now, for me and my wife, we have been blessed. We do have properties. We do have good careers, but this didn't always start like that. We came from a long way, but this is years of us grinding together. But you got some people that's been just grinding by themselves, and they're just now getting to a point where they're really hitting a stride in their 30s. But then you got older people asking you what you doing with your life, and it's just making you feel bad. Like, well, I'm just really getting started. And they like, you get started, you 33, you're 34. And you know, they just weigh on you. But the time now is totally different. Stuff is super high. Political game is crazy right now. You don't know if you coming or going. You got social media telling you one thing. You got your friends and your family that's trying to live out a social media life. A lot of stuff is just not authentic anymore. You're all over the place. And I already talked about the dating, so that just wears on you mentally. So yeah, man, I think 30 is like one of the hardest age group gaps that you can have, like between 30 and 40, because it's just so much going on in that time, and you don't have an excuse of not to do anything because you should know better because you're old enough. But then again, you don't have a blueprint. You don't have really a way to figure this stuff out. So yeah, for all my 30-year-olds out there, keep it going, keep grinding. I'm 33, man. I feel you. I ain't got the same energy I used to have. You know, I'm trying to take vitamins and work out and make content, try to just stay afloat. We got this. But it's rough. But yeah, man, like I said, if you like this channel, we talk about authentic stuff over here. I just talk about random stuff that come to my brain. I like making videos like this, and if you do like this content, make sure you comment below, hit that like button so it can get out to other people. We keep it authentic, keep it real over here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I really enjoyed you. Hope you enjoyed me, and until next time.